Hi, welcome to the Republic of Me. I'm so happy I could join you again for this spring knitathon to keep you company while you're working on your projects. And even though I'm recording this section of the video a day before you are watching me, just so you know, I will be sitting right there as you're watching in the kitchen on my computer, my kitchen table, and I will be watching this video with you so we can chat in the chat section on the side. I hope you're well. If you haven't seen any of my videos, most of my videos are done more like a vlog style, where I record my everyday life, which is most of the time sprinkled with lots of creative projects that I do. And in general, that would be fiber arts like knitting and spinning and weaving, but I also do paint. So that is the type of videos that I usually make. And I also did that for this video that you're watching now, for the knitathon. I have turned on the camera for the past week of my life, and I have recorded more or less every day a few snippets here and there, and also spoke to you. Now, we did have a difficult week. We had a very difficult week, and I hope that doesn't come across too much, but this is what happens when you're recording real life. So I hope you enjoyed this next 1 hour spent with me, and let me know what you're working on, because I will probably also be working on something. I will probably be knitting while we're watching this video and while we are chatting in the section on the side. So why don't you let me know what you're working on, and I hope to see you there in the chat section.
Gonna let the sun shine in today. I'm trying to make this darkness go away. I'll paint with colors.
It's quite windy today, but I wanted to show you. Look at this salad. This one is the only one that kind of bolted. The other ones, that's lettuce. The other ones, they seem to be fine. This one is bolting a bit, but this is the only one that kind of grew taller. It bolted from the heat. Usually it happens. So I think I'm going to cut this one and use this one first, then leave the other ones, and we'll see how they go. And here we have one cauliflower that is almost ready. Here it is. That's almost ready for picking. This one here, I'm not really sure what it is. The leaves seem to be the same as with the cauliflower, but there is nothing in it. So I don't know if it's just is it cauliflower that's not going to give me food, or I have to see. I'm just going to leave it. But I think this one I'm going to pick in the next couple of days. Good morning. I'm not going to stay long outside because it's really windy, and the temperature kind of dropped a bit because a day ago or 2 days ago it was really hot. It was like 28 degrees or something, and now it does feel a bit chilly. Not cold at all, I mean by your standards pretty much, but it did cool down, and it looks like it could rain. But I saw that I have just a few grapefruits left on the tree, and I want to pick those up so I can juice them, and that will be the last harvest of the season, and then again next year. That's what happens when I record vlogs more often. You get to see a lot of one type of harvest. Last summer it was okra. Every day I was harvesting okra, and now it was grapefruits and oranges. But that's what happens. I mean, I get to have like one type of fruit or food, for a couple of weeks, and it produces intensely, and then it changes to something else. It's not like when you go to a shop that you get a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's just one harvest, and it's intense. So this is going to be probably the last harvest of the grapefruits for this year, and then again next year. But I see the little flowers showing up, and that makes me happy. I love the smell of the citrus. Here I see 2 grapefruits here, and one more here. I think that's it from what I can see on the tree. But let me show you the citrus flowers. And there some of them are starting to open, but my goodness, they smell so beautiful.
I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day. I'm gonna let the past be filled with smoke. And I will try to fix what has been broken. And take this weight off my shoulders, 'cause I know yesterday ain't coming back. I'm gonna let the past stay in the cold. I will listen to the ocean, let its unsaid words be spoken. And I'll let my mind be carried by the waves. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day.
Yeah, I was right. As soon as I picked the grapefruits up, it started raining. It's not raining too heavy, but it is raining, and it got a bit chilly, so I'm gonna go inside. But before I do, let me just show you the flowers of the lemon. You see, until they open, they're kind of pinkish purplish, and then they open white. I don't know if it's a great idea to record outside because it's raining, so I don't know if the microphone is going to be picking it up. But I went inside and I was thinking to record, however it was a bit too dark because it got overcast. So I thought it might be nice actually to sit outside a bit and record this part of the video. And let me show you what I'm wearing. I did change because it did get a bit cold. I was wearing this sweatshirt when I was juicing the grapefruits. I'm wearing the In-N-Out raglan that I kind of modified, well, not modified, I just added some color work. I finished it last year just before I went to Edinburgh. And let me turn you, okay. So it's the In-N-Out raglan. But before I do that, let me show you this. This is, if you see, it's a mandarin. Alex got me, my younger son got me that as a keyring, and he bought it. So he thought it was a nice present, which it was so sweet. He got me a mandarin keyring. However, I removed, because I knew I wasn't going to use it as a keyring, I removed it and I put it on this faux leather cord, and I'm wearing it as a necklace now. So if you're asking yourself why I'm wearing a mandarin, that's why. So the jumper is the In-N-Out raglan recipe that you have on my website. But what I did, because the recipe is just as a plain canvas, so what I did with this one, I had a bit of leftover black yarn from a previous jumper that I made. This is Drop Sky. It's a blend of alpaca, baby alpaca and merino, I think. I don't know if it has a bit of polyamide. It's kind of a chainette construction. So I started knitting it in this beige, and I knew that I had a bit of this black from another project left over. So I did the stripes in the body, a few stripes, and then whatever I had left over, it was like half a ball, I separated it in 2 different bowls, and then I decided to do some color work on the sleeves. And I really like the way that it came out. It just adds that little some interest, which I like. I'm not such a big fan of color works here. I like it on other people, but I don't tend to wear those. However, I do want to maybe knit one that will be like a really wintry jumper with the winter motif, maybe like that, with the color work yoke. So that's something that I'm thinking to do this year. But in general, for my main garments that I wear more or less all the time, I like them to be plain. But I do like how this color work added a little bit interest. I think it looks really nice. So what I wanted to show you now that I brought you outside is that I started knitting on another black hat. Well, this one is for Mario. Couple of months ago, well, no, but it was this year anyway, I knitted him a hat. It's a double layer hat, and when he tried it on, it does fit. However, I would like it to be maybe this much, like a couple of centimeters longer, because when he folds it over his ears, I would like that fold to be a bit thicker. When I try it on, now the hat is stretchy, so it's not a problem as far as fitting on the head, but because it expands that way, it kind of shortens this way, and it fits me perfectly, but on him I would like it a bit longer. And what I would like is now to try another one and just kind of make it a little bit longer, so he can try both, and whatever like fits him better, he can keep that one, which I think that the new one, you know, is going to fit him better, and then I'm going to keep the other one. I already have another black hat that is mine, that was also double layer, but I didn't knit it with folding brim. It's here. So this is the one that I did in cascade fingering, and it took one skein, 150-gram skein, which is 500 meters, and the way that I did it, I just knitted a tube and I cinched it on both sides, and then when I fold it, when I put one side into the other, this is what I have. And this is kind of like my hat that I keep on wearing, but this one doesn't have a folded brim. I didn't make it long enough. The other one that I made for him is not the same yarn. It's not the same yarn. These are, I held, I think, 4 strands of cobweb merino, and I think it was either Zegna Barufa or Lora Piana or Harmony. It's for machine knitting, what's left over from the garment industry. I like to buy those cones, and they're cobweb, and when I put 3 or 4 together, I can kind of use it on 3mm needles. This is the one that was for him. However, this one, what I did, the same way that I'm knitting now the new one, I didn't kind of cinch it on both sides like that. It is a double layer hat, but I started it with provisional cast on that plastic cord, like this one here. So I started the provisional cast on around this plastic cord, like that holds the stitches, and then towards the end, I fold that inside. I thread it. Maybe I'm going to show you in another video. I insert the needle basically instead of this cord. I fold it inside and I knit those 2 layers together, and then I knit a little bit longer, and then I cinch it on the top. So basically it's only cinched on the top, and these 2 layers, when they're folded, they're kind of like knitted together instead of sewing them by hand, because I will have 2 sets of needles. I knit them together to create this double layer, and I really like how that works. I'm still experimenting because the actual cast on that thing is not difficult. However, the first row that you're going to be knitting it's going to make you pull out your hair. That is it's not fiddly, it's not difficult, but the cord is not stretchy, so by the time you knit that first round after you cast on the cable, maybe if I try to do it more loosely, that always kind of drives me mad. But it is worth it in the end, at least for me. And this is the one that I made for him, like that. So you will not be able to see actually, but here is the part that I kind of knitted together, and then I knitted a few centimeters longer afterwards, and then I cinched it on the top without any kind of crown decreases. And this is the one that I made for him. But when I put it for myself, when I fold the brim for myself, I think it's a perfect fit for me actually. So that's the one for him, made holding those 4 strands of cobweb. And this is now that I'm doing in drop snored, and again with this provisional cast on. But what I want to do is I want to, as I said, knit it a tiny bit longer. I think for this one I knitted 28 centimeters. I put a stitch marker, then another 28 centimeters, then I knitted those 2 layers together, and then another maybe 3 or 4 centimeters of single layer and kind of cinched it together. And it's not a problem if you knit just that part as a single layer, because considering that it doesn't have decreases, this part that it cinches off, the fabric kind of gets bunched up, and it does feel like more dense, so it doesn't feel like single layers. It's like you have a couple of layers anyway. So this one, what I'm thinking to do, if I did this one 28 centimeters and 28 centimeters, I'm thinking with this one I'm going to do 30 and 30, and 30 centimeters is 12 inches. So I'm going to do 30 centimeters, put the stitch marker, another 30, then knit the 2 layers together, and then maybe another 3 or 4 centimeters until I cinch the top. So that's the plan. So we're gonna have 3 black hats, but you can never have enough black hats. I mean, Mario, that's all he wears is black hats. I like the way that they look on me. I think Nicola wants me to make one. Alex still doesn't. Nicola is my older son. Alex still, he likes other colors as well, but Nicola would want one black one. So I have no problem having more than 1 black hat in the family. In fact, there will probably be more than that. They kind of go with everything. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that and to tell you what I'm planning to do with this.
I will get close to your heartache if you won't open your door. I'm feeling kinda lost when your mind is hiding whatever that is choking your chest. I can see it in your eyes that you're shaking, 'cause you're holding it back. Maybe you'll make up your mind, now I'm here by your side. So let it all.
It's a couple of days since we spoke, and I was working primarily on the black hat that I told you that I started. The reason was I kind of finished it. I'm supposed to now do to connect it as a double layer. And the reason why I was working primarily on this is because Mario and the boys, they were supposed to go to UK for some boxing event. However, so I wanted Mario to have this hat for UK in case it's cold. But the event got cancelled, so they are not going in the end. They were supposed to go for about 5 days, 5 or 6 days, but the event is cancelled and they're not going. So this was not necessary for this time, but it doesn't really matter. I was working on it, and I did now, because I did the 30 centimeters down, now I did 30 centimeters up. And what I'm going to do now is pull the needles through this cord, put it inside, and knit them together. If I'm a bit off today and not as chirpy, I didn't want to mention this in this vlog. We lost our black and white cat Jake yesterday, and I don't really want to talk about this now because I still struggle not crying whenever I talk about it. And I didn't even think that I was. He was hit by a car in the driveway just next to our house. Probably by one of our neighbors, because that's a small driveway just going to 3 houses of our neighbors, and nobody told us. So I didn't even want to mention this in this vlog, because I didn't kind of want to put a damper on you, because everything started so nice. But the problem is I struggle putting the fake smile. I struggle doing that, and you would notice. So, and I know a lot of you saw him and loved him. So, but I don't want to talk about it in this vlog. I told you why. But what I might do is maybe the next video that I make, maybe I can make a video like Q&A, because I have quite a bit of questions that I've been asked over the years that I want to answer. So maybe because that one can be chatty, then I can talk more about that. But we are going to leave it for this vlog, for you and for me as well. But yeah, now what I'm going to do is, as I said, I'm going to connect the 2 bits. So I'll try to record, but just so you understand what is happening, I think I already explained it. I'm going to thread the needles through this cord, pull it inside of the hat. So I'm going to have 2 sets of needles here, one on the inside, one on the outside, and I'm going to knit those 2 layers together. So that will create the double layer hat, and after that I'm going to knit about, I don't know, about 3 or 4 centimeters, and then just close the hat together. I might even record that part. Now I took a spare needle, also 3mm in this case, like the other one that I'm knitting the hat with. I don't think it really matters if it's exactly the same size, because you're actually going to be knitting with the other working needle. But I took this one, and I'm going to now insert it into the cord and thread it through the stitches, through the cast on stitches, in order to knit them together.
Oh, I will hold you in the dark, make you forget about what's wrong, let it all out of me. Let it all out of me.
So now that the stitches are on the needle, the cast on stitches, what I'm going to do is, let me just adjust the needles so I don't lose the stitches. I'm going to feed this part inside of the hat. So now, since I have those stitches that I pulled through, I'm going to just align it with the part that I'm knitting, because here is the beginning of round, and I'm going to treat this as the beginning of the round as well. I just need really this one working needle here. Now I have just a few stitches to knit until the beginning of the row, before I start joining the actual 2 sides of the hat. So now that the 2 edges, the cast on edge and the working edge, are aligned, and those 2 needles are aligned, what I'm going to do is start knitting each stitch from the working needle and the cast on needle together as basically as one stitch. I'll put my needle through the working needle and then through the cast on edge, and then knit them together. And as I do that, I'll just remove them from both needles, and then go like that around the whole hat. But what that will mean is that I will have the exact same amount of stitches picked up on both layers, and the hat will not be twisted. I'm on the last 3 stitches that are on the needle that was the cast on edge, and I'm knitting those together now. This row is fiddly, and so is the one after the cast on, the provisional cast on. However, those are the only 2 rows that are really fiddly in making of the whole hat. The rest is really just plain knitting. So if you can kind of like push through these 2 rows, then it really does give a nice feel as well, because the stitches are perfectly aligned. The 2 layers now of the hat are perfectly aligned. Nothing is twisted inside, if you see. And now both of the layers are on this one needle. So what I'm going to do now, which I'm probably going to show you tomorrow, is I'm going to put this stitch marker, actually progress keeper, whatever. I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to knit about 3 or 4 centimeters in height here, just after what I have knit, after the 2 layers, and then I'm going to cinch it together and close the hat. But I will show you that as well. However, as I said, that will probably be tomorrow. Let me put the beginning of the round marker. I just put the progress keeper here so I know how far to knit.
Maybe you'll make up your mind. Now I'm here by your side. So let it all out of me. Let it all out of me. Oh, I will hold you in the dark, make you forget about what's wrong. Let it all out of me. I can see it in your eyes that you're shaking, 'cause you're holding it back. Maybe you'll make up your mind. Now I'm here by your side. I'm here. Let it all out of me. Let it all out of me. Oh, I will hold you in the dark, make you forget about what's wrong. Let it all out of me.
I made an old man. I said, tell me your story.
When I was saying earlier that when we grow our food, we get a lot of harvest all at once, that doesn't necessarily happen with plants that kind of give a single produce, like cauliflower in this case. It does happen with things like with plants like tomatoes and okra like last year, and fruits, definitely fruits.
Down the road, and I watched him disappear like smoke. And I thought
I had this idea that it would be really nice if neighborhoods came together, if people have gardens or communities, that each one would focus on a few things to grow, and then that we could actually exchange different fruits. So if I had lemons and oranges, for example, and somebody else was growing another type of fruit, that everybody could kind of focus and grow on a few different things, but that way we would be able to get variety. Like in our little neighborhood, in our little corner, there is about 5 or 6 houses, and we all have gardens. However, I don't think pretty much nobody grows food except me. But if they did, for example, that would have been a very nice idea. Now that my sister is moving to a larger land and she's going to be growing her own food as well, then I'm going to be able to do that with her.
searching for glory.
But another thing that is different also when we are growing our food, than how it is from the supermarket is that you have to be careful for different critters and that are in the actual food. The food doesn't come out as clean as it would when you buy it in a supermarket in a plastic bag, obviously. But that's not necessarily the problem. It's the actual bugs or snails that are hidden in the food. And in this case, when I was washing the cauliflower, I did see two baby slugs hidden inside the cauliflower. So I was cutting it slowly like this in order not to kill them. And when I did find them, I just took them outside.
Life is gonna happen one way or the other, whether you like it or not. Stop looking for the answers, and you'll find what you've got. When you grow up, you'll be fine. I know you've got.
I found an old whip in one of the project bags, and it's a pair of socks that I started working on about 6 months ago, or even more than that. One of the socks is already finished, well, without the heel, but the tube only, which I will do the afterthought heel later on. And I picked up this one to start working on it, to finish it. I see that it's men's size socks. The width is for a man's foot, which I usually make them around 12 centimeters wide, and for me I do about 10 centimeters wide. And the yarn that I used, it's something that I dyed in my kitchen using food coloring. And I like the way that it comes out kind of variegated, but very slight variegation. And I think I used red food dye in the beginning. However, it came out a bit pinkish, well, kind of corally color. And I wanted it darker. I knew I wanted it darker, so then I added some more green, also food coloring, and I ended up having this kind of maroon color, which I really like. I already made another pair of socks for Mario in this color. I finished the sock that I was making last night. Well, not last night. I finished it last night. But actually, I don't know which one is it that I was working on. But now here are those two tubes that I have finished now. And they are men's size, as I said. I don't know who they're going to be for. I'm just going to put them together with all the other tubes that I have. And they will be ready for whenever I know who they're for. And I'm going to measure where to cut the heel and then just insert the heel. But these I considered kind of pretty much ready socks because most of the knitting is done. And they're just going to be waiting in the box for whenever I need a gift or whether it's for my family. And I wanna this year, what I wanna do is I wanna knit more tubes like this to have them ready for men's feet, because I'm surrounded with guys. I mean, Mario, obviously, we have 2 boys, but between us, we actually have 4 sons. And the older 2 boys, they don't live here, they live in Finland. But definitely in Finland, they need warm socks. And I already knitted them some before, which they love. So, and I know that they will always need as well. Need more of them. So this year I would like to have more of these tubes for men's feet ready, so I can just whenever I need to make them. And I started some other ones as well. Mario made yesterday the cauliflower that I cut. While I was sleeping in the afternoon, he made nice soup. And what also he did, and that added, it was a creamy soup. He blended the cauliflower, which I don't necessarily like those very creamy soups. I like to have some texture in it, but this was really nice. And what he did, he kind of blended bacon. So it became like bacon powder, and we sprinkled that on top of the soup, and it was really good. I had 2 plates last night and I was full. I couldn't eat anything else, but it came out really well. The hat, that I was working on earlier. I did knit now those couple of centimeters, and it's ready for closing. So here is that stitch marker where I actually joined the two layers together, and I knitted this much now. And what I'm going to do is just put this yarn on darning needle and thread all these stitches onto this scrap yarn and pull it like a drawstring, and then just kind of secure the top of the hat, you know, to close the little bit of a hole that creates even when you tighten the drawstring, and just kind of darn it through the very top, and I'm going to have a ready hat. One other thing that I started doing yesterday is last night after I finished these tubes, where did I put them? Oh, they fell down. The pink, sorry, give me a sec. They fell down, but I'm outside. I don't want them to get dirty, especially because we have birds now building a nest above me. You could probably hear them. So now that I finished these, and that I remembered that I wanted to do some more of these tubes for men's sizes, I started making another one, and I'm using, in this case, West Yorkshire Spinners 4-ply. I don't know if this one particularly has a name, but the colorway is Mallard, and this is how it looks. But I'm holding it with a strand of this grey mohair blend, and what I'm getting is this very nice painterly kind of effect. The problem with this type of when the yarn is very variegated and holding it with mohair, even though it creates this beautiful effect of watercolor, it's very difficult for me to pick up stitches when I need to do the afterthought heel. And I already made a mistake. Well, it wasn't a mistake, I mean, I didn't know, but I made one of them like that with another yarn for myself, and it came out so pretty. However, the heel gave me a lot of trouble, and when I knitted the next one, I just couldn't get I just couldn't pick up the stitches, and when I was cutting the yarn, it was falling apart because I was not putting them in line. I couldn't really see what I'm doing because the stitches were not well defined, and I completely butchered the sock and had to throw it away. So I have this one left, but I have to be careful with what I'm gonna do with those whenever I do that again. So what I'm thinking with this is, even though this one does have some kind of stripes, I still see that that the gray mohair does make the stitches less defined. So what I'm thinking to do is, because for men's socks what I usually do is, after I knit the cuff, I knit about 12 inches, 30 centimeters, and then I start decreasing for the toe. So what I'm thinking to do is kind of knit below the cuff 10 centimeters in this yarn in West Yorkshire Spinners, then to create in the middle of the foot, like also holding with mohair, but just with plain yarn, this grayish beige, and then the bottom of the foot again in this West Yorkshire Spinners, and that would kind of give it those 3 stripes, but the heel is going to come in the beige part, so it means that it's going to be easier for me to pick up the stitches, and then I could do the heel in this yarn as well. So I'm thinking to do that just to make it easier for myself, because it's a lot of knitting and I don't necessarily want to, you know, have the same situation like with the other sock, that I just, you know, destroy the sock and that I cannot use it. I think that will be the best option, but I really like how they're coming out. I do. So I'm going to continue working with those and do the hat today.
And wrote something for me. He kept walking on down the road, and I watched him disappear like smoke. And I thought thought I'd just seen a ghost. Then I looked down at what he wrote. It said, son, when you grow up you'll be fine. I know you've got questions on your mind. Life is gonna happen one way or the other, whether you like it or not. Stop looking for the answers and you'll find what you've got. I met a young man searching for glory. I took out an old pen and wrote in my story. Then I kept walking on down the road.
Good morning. Well, this is going to be the last section of the vlog, and I'm actually really happy that we can end it on a positive note, because I did receive a package yesterday which made me really happy. But before I showed you that, I wanted to tell you about the hat that I made for Mario. He tried it and it fits perfectly. However, what I think that I will do next time maybe is once I close the two layers together. This time I knitted about 4 centimeters before I cinched the top. I think that next time I will do about 2 or 2.5 centimeters, which is about 2.5 centimeters is about 1 inch. Even though now it still fits perfectly, it's just I think that way the top will look a bit nicer. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because throughout this vlog you have kind of followed the whole making of the hat. So I thought I might give you those findings in the end as well, what I would change. Otherwise the hat turned out perfectly and the length is perfect, and the amount of rim that it covers his ears is just what I wanted, so I'm happy about that. I did finish one sock tube that I was working on, that I started working on yesterday, and I managed to finish it because it's fingering weight yarn held with mohair. Otherwise, if it was just 4-ply yarn, there was no way that I could knit a men's sock in one day. But I did finish it, the tube, and this is, let me leave the coffee, and this is how it looks. For the toes, I decided to use this brown yarn, and I think I'm going to do the same for the heel, and I really like how it came out. So now I started on the second one, and then I will just keep them there as ready tubes, ready for presents. And probably I will make, because I really like how this one came out, I will probably make more of those, and just even the same design, as much yarn as I have, because this West Yorkshire spinners, I have 100 grams of that, and this regia as well, I have 100 grams of that. So I'm just going to knit as much as I have yarn left. But now, let me show you this package that came. Now, if you know me, if you have seen my videos, or if you have been watching my videos for a long time, you know that when the weather is warm and it's not time for jumpers, I'm always in t-shirts. But the t-shirts that I wear, they are usually the t-shirts that I inherit from my kids when they grow out of them. So there are all sorts of colors, all sorts of designs, usually superhero logos or gaming t-shirts or merch from their YouTubers or something like that. So I don't really get to choose, but whatever they grow out of, I kind of take, and that's what I wear. However, most of those t-shirts has started wearing, you know, like the colors would wear off, started wear and tear really. And I had the idea that I wanted to design some of my own t-shirts. And I did try to do that. I did do it. And I ordered just 3. Basically, they're the same type of t-shirt, but just with very similar designs. But more so because I wanted to see the quality of the print and the quality of the t-shirt. And yesterday they arrived. So as soon as they arrived, I put them in the washing machine because I wanted to see how they wash, although we're going to have to see that after many washes. But straight away I put them in the washing machine, and I don't think I was ever this excited to put the laundry in the machine. And I was waiting like a kid at Christmas for the machine to finish and the dryer to finish, because I've also put it through the dryer, you know, so I can see how they came out. They came out fine. So I will show you the t-shirts. Now, they are not, this is something that I will probably at some point offer for sale, but not yet. So don't go on the website looking for them for sale, because what I want to do is, I don't even know if I'm going to keep these designs. This was really just for me to test the quality of the material of the t-shirt and the quality of the print. And also, not only will I keep, I have to decide which design I'm going to keep, and am I going to keep some other design or create some other designs, but I also want to put them through some testing of using them, wearing them, washing them to see how they hold up. So they are not available for sale, but let me show you the prototypes. Sorry about that, my older son just decided to walk in while I was recording. So let me show you the t-shirts. The first one that I designed was this one, and it reads "Know Your Fiber," and then it has the picture of all these cute animals, but basically saying which animal is what fiber. So underneath the sheep it says wool, underneath the Angora rabbit it says Angora, and the other ones are self-explanatory, like yak and llama and alpaca, but this is the first one. Now, black seems to be my color. I mean, I always love black, and that tends to be my uniform. Put aside those colorful t-shirts that I wear that I inherit from my kids. That's why I ordered it in black. So that's the first one I designed. And then what I wanted to do is to try to use one of these designs and just kind of put a single one on a t-shirt. And I did this one with alpaca. Which is really cute, the alpaca's face like that. But the one that I kind of think that is going to be the keeper, that I think I'm going to keep, is very similar to the first one that I showed you, but instead of Know Your Fiber, I wrote Meet Your Yarn. And then we have Angora rabbit and camel, yak, alpaca and sheep and llama. Did I say that? Yeah. But Meet Your Yarn. Come on. How cute. I mean, keep on saying how cute. But yeah, Meet Your Yarn. They're adorable. So I'm really happy that this came yesterday, because as I said, it just made me so happy. I couldn't wait to go to the post office and get them, and then I couldn't wait to put them in the washing machine and to take them out. And they come out well. I mean, the print is nice. Nothing bothered it in the washing machine or in the dryer as well. We're going to see it how they wear, and probably in the next vlog I'm going to try them on for you when it's a bit warmer. Even now it's still warm, but when it's even warmer and I start wearing these t-shirts. So I hope you like them, and I hope, as I said, they're not for sale yet. I'm just showing you the prototypes that I just received. So but I do hope you like them, because I do like them, especially this one. And I hope you enjoy spending this hour or so with me. There is lots of other podcasters that are coming afterwards, and Pia has the schedule on her website, so you can just click on those links to see whoever comes next. I hope you're well. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.
I know you've got questions on your mind. Life is gonna happen one way or the other, whether you like it or not. Stop looking for the answers, and you'll find what you've got. When you grow up, you'll be fine. I know you've got questions on your mind. Life is gonna happen one way or the other, whether you like it or not. Stop looking for the answers, and you'll find what you've got.